This is our seated class. So we're going to use a couple of little bits of equipment for the class just to add variety and a little bit of resistance training to strengthen the muscles. So I will be using some light dumbbells. So these dumbbells are about 1 kilogram in weight, but anything goes. So if you don't have any dumbbells at home, you can very effectively use a couple of tins of beans or whatever you have in your cupboard. These ones are 400 grams, so they still give you a little bit of resistance to work with. What we also have is a theraband. So these can be really easily picked up on any website, Amazon, something like that. But you want to get a light to medium resistance band, nothing too heavy that's going to be too hard to work with. So what we're going to do is start with the band. You can, of course, do the movements without the band. You don't need the band. Everything we do, you can do without, just with your body weight of your arms. So I'll just move these weights out the way. And we'll start by bringing the band underneath your feet and just come to the edge of your chair. And then we're just going to come into a bicep curl here. So we're lifting and lowering. Now, remember all those key principles that we talked about in the introduction video. So thinking about growing tall, keeping the shoulder blades gently connected, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And let's think about our breathing too. As you breathe out, you're going to lift the arms, breathing in to come back down again. You'll feel that this is starting to become tiring on the front of the arms, in the bicep region. And we're going to do 4 more there. And 3, and 2, and 1. Then we're going to just lean forward a little bit, keeping quite a straight spine, so not being tempted to curl down, but instead keeping length to the spine. We're coming into an upright row. So again, you can do this without the band's resistance, but we're just going to pull the hands up towards the rib cage, taking the elbows up towards the ceiling. And this is an exercise that really challenges the muscles around the scapula or shoulder blade region. Now, if you suffer from arm pain, then just do what you can here. Again, this is your exercise program. This is for you. So you just do what works for you. Some days you might manage more, other days a little bit less, but something's better than nothing. So let's go for 4 more here. And 2 more. Last one. Okay, stepping off the band now. And let's just take the band overhead. And we're just going to gently pull the band open and close. Now, what I want you to think about here is that gentle tummy engagement that we practiced in that introduction video. So think about drawing the tummy gently in towards the spine. And working those muscles again in the back body behind the shoulders. We're going to go for 4 more here. Remember that you can vary the resistance of the band. So if you take a little bit more slack on the band, you can just work a little bit more gently. So work with different resistance, see what works for you. And then we're just going to come down to one side. And with this top arm here, just lift and bring it back. So again, just gently working more into the muscles down the side of the rib cage here. Take a breather at any time and remember to stay hydrated. So always have a bottle of water next to you. Anytime you need a wee break, just take a wee drink of water. And then coming back up again and just gently tip to the side, watching not to add in any rotation there. And then we're going to lift that other arm. Lovely. Just gentle movement. We're going to go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up and then bringing the arms back down again. Let's just do a few shoulder shrugs there. Just taking a wee breather, letting those shoulders relax. We've had them up high for a few exercises now. So let's just reach around and clasp your hands behind and just rest and relax the shoulders there. This is a really nice postural exercise, really encourages you to sit up nice and tall and get that stretch through the front of the shoulders. Take a deep breath and then relax there, releasing your arms. One more circle there, and then take the band up again. We're going to take the band in front of you now, and imagine you're pulling back with a bow and arrow. So you're going to pull the band, and if you can, look back at your back elbow. If it's not comfortable for your neck, you can just stay looking forwards. There's lots of adjustments that can be made with each exercise, so it's all about comfort and what works for your body. Looking round to that back elbow just encourages a wee bit more of a stretch, that's all. As we go for 4 more there. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to demonstrate this one without the band, but if you're used to using the band, continue with that. Otherwise, you can see that we can just do the same exercise without the resistance of the band. It's still bringing in some lovely shoulder activity, and it's still encouraging that thoracic, that mid-spine rotation. Let's go for 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Bringing the arms down again. Let's go for that shoulder roll again. Feels really nice. And we'll just have a wee neck stretch. As a little pause. This is a good time again to have a drink. Keeping yourself hydrated. And then over to the other side. Enjoying that nice deep neck stretch. Sometimes when we do a lot of arm work, we can tighten up the neck a little bit. So it's just really nice to stay stretched out during the class. Coming back up again, we're going to do some leg work now. So let's take the band and we're going to wrap it around your knees like so, and we'll just keep a hold of it. We can tie it, but then we'd have to untie it, which is laborious, so we'll just keep a hold of it, and then we're just going to take the left leg out to the side. So with the breath out, you're going to take that leg out and in. That's really nice for starting to work into our glute muscle, the muscle that lives in the buttock. So we're working against resistance here. We've got the band held quite tight. And we're just going to do a few more repetitions. Let's think about posture. Remember the crown of the head, sitting up nice and tall, keeping that spine in a neutral position. Back to center. And then we're going to do the same to the other side, just floating that leg out and in, thinking about constant speed. So you're not rushing the movement back in, you're taking your time, 2 counts out, 2 counts back in. Remember that breathing as well, try not to hold your breath, breathing out and breathing in. Let's go for 2 more there. And last one. Okay, nicely done. Let's take the band off there and let's wrap it around the left foot. And again, holding some tension here, we're just going to lift and lower. So you don't need to take it to the full range of motion. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable on the back of the leg at all. But just gently working into our quadricep muscle on the front of the thigh there. Let's go for 2 more there. Then we're going to pause at the top. So taking the leg up, and we're going to point and flex. So working again into that calf pump, working those muscles around the ankle and feeling that effort against the band. Again, trying to work on constant speed, so try not to let the foot recoil too quickly, but instead point and flex. Let's go for 2 more there. And then we're going to lower, lift, point, flex. A little bit of a combination of what we've been doing. You'll start to feel a little bit of energy into the leg. The muscles will start to fatigue a little. That's okay to feel that. Let's go for 2 more there. And last one. And down. Okay, switch sides now. So holding onto the band, you do need to be a little bit further forward in your seat for this one as we take the leg up and down. Draw those shoulders back and down. Think about where your rib cage is as it's stacked over your pelvis. Make sure you're looking forwards, not down, and grow tall. It's all about posture, exercising in good body positions. Let's go for 2 more. And then we're pausing at the top and we're into that calf stretch. So working into that muscle pump. Controlling that movement back towards the midline. Take a rest at any time that you need it. Pace yourself. You know your own limits. And then we're going to do that combination here. So we lift, point, return, and lower. Up nice and tall. Let's go for 2 more there. And last one. And then we take the band off. We're just going to have a little stretch here before moving on to our weights. So let's reach up, looking up at the ceiling, and then taking the arms all the way down to the sides, reaching for the heels, curling out through the spine. Coming back up again, looking up towards those hands, reaching down to one side and to the other side. Just getting some nice side body movement into there. Just gently pulling on the wrist, giving that little bit of overpressure, little bit of increased stretch over to the other side. And one more. We're going to swoop those arms down, reach for the heels. Coming back up again. Taking the arms onto the lap. Okay, reach for your weights now. And again, we don't need to use weights. If you're not comfortable using weights, just go with your body weight. You can do all the exercises without weight if you choose to. Okay, so again, thinking about all those key principles, grow tall through the crown of the head. We're going to take the weights to the shoulders and let's press up and down. Breath out, breath in. So making sure you don't hold your breath. Still looking forward and thinking about that crown of the head. Let's go for 2 more there. If at any time you want to put the weights down, you could do some of this section with weights and some without. Anything goes. Movement is the key. Taking your arms down, elbows slightly soft. We're just going to take the arms out and in. Now what's important here is we keep those shoulders away from the ears. So it can be tempting to hitch up here, which can cause issues around the shoulders. So we want to keep those shoulders away from the ears, lengthen that area. And we're starting to just feel those muscles working in the deltoid, the muscles at the top of the shoulders. You can feel them warming up. You can feel heat in the muscle, like they're working hard. We're going to do 2 more there. Nice. Okay, taking the arms, a few little shoulder rolls. And then we've done quite a lot of lifting up the waist, so let's come forward slightly, keeping a nice straight spine. So again, not being tempted to come forward into that flexed position, but keeping length through the spine and just bringing those weights up towards your armpits. This is great for the back body, for those really important muscles that live around about your shoulder blades. Keep your breathing going, so we're breathing out and in. Don't forget, again, that core connection, that little engagement that we talked about in the introduction video, thinking about that engagement in your lower tummy muscles. And then up nice and tall again. Let's take the weights down. Just have a little stretch of the shoulders. So we're going to take one arm across the body, hook the other arm onto the back and draw that shoulder down. You feel that lovely deep stretch wrapping round the shoulder. Grow tall. Enjoy that little stretch. Stretches should be held for around 30 seconds. So we do need to hold that position for a reasonable length of time as we take it to the other side. And again, draw that shoulder down, sit tall, enjoy that little rest. Again, this shouldn't bring on any pain. It should feel like a nice, deep, strong, comfortable stretch. Coming back down again, let's reach for the weights. I'm going to take the weights onto the shoulders here, and this time we're going to open and close. Now this one is a challenge, so again, if it feels like too much for you, pop the weights down, just like so, and we can do it just with body weight here. Sometimes that's enough. Again, it shouldn't bring on any pain. We should feel comfortable and relaxed while we're exercising. It's okay to push yourself a little bit, but just not too much. Keep it gentle. I'm just going to pick the weights up again. And we're going to do 4 more of those together. Hear my rattly weight. And then we're going to turn the palms down, keeping the elbows slightly flexed and just coming forwards and back. Again, quite a challenging exercise, often can just be done without the weight, with the weight of the arms as your resistance. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back down onto the lap. Let's circle those shoulders. Again, just loosening them up. And we're going to do 1 more exercise here for the arms. We've worked really well, working hard on those arms as we tip forward a little bit and just bring the arms up behind you. Again, challenging those muscles around the shoulder blades. And we're just going to do 4 more there. Last 2 and last 1. Let's roll back up again and place the weights down by your sides. Let's have 1 little stretch to finish. If you don't do anything in a day, then a twist is important. So let's reach round for the back of the chair or towards the chair, just for that gentle rotation. Enjoy that stretch. And same round to the other side. And then back round to the centre. And there we are. Hopefully you can see that these exercises can be really flexible. So you can build things up. You can start to use the weights for more exercises or the band for more exercises, or you can simply use no equipment and just follow along with the movement. It's very flexible and should definitely be tailored for you. So I hope you enjoyed that, and well done for joining in.